entre la France et la Grande-Bretagne.
Welcome to the World Championships of Beach Ultimate here from the sunny sands of Royan in France. The West Coast Resort playing host to this crucial match, the quarter-final between GB, Great Britain, and the host nation, France. With you is myself, Tom Stiles, and I've got Gigi Morrison beside me. Big game we've got lined up on for this evening, Gigi.
Yeah, it's going to be an incredibly exciting matchup. Obviously, we've got two English commentators here. We're going to be as impartial as we possibly can, but we also have a massive French crowd here. And though I'm sure that it'll expand even further to try and support their country.
And the first poll will be here just after these messages.
Catch it early. Help us teach kids about cancer symptoms through Ultimate Frisbee clinics. Join us and speak up.
And you see the flags on the far side of the pitch fluttering in the breeze. The wind has dropped slightly since our earlier coverage, but it's still going to be a factor in this game, swirling as it will over the top of the stands here. We're having our photograph taken by Tino Tran. Hello, Tino. I'm sure you'll be able to follow his photographs. You want to see some top ultimate action from the tournament, just Google Tino Tran, and we see the Great Britain lineup: Hurst, Verrills, Hunter, Forth, Burke, Scarampi, Delaney, Lowe, Hand, Katie Forth, one of the two Forth sisters, Amelia Kenneth, Lasma Petrina, Karen Kwok, Lucy Barnes, and Anya Godbold. And those of you familiar with Beach Ultimate will be very familiar with Katie and Rebecca Forth, back and in charge of this team. And France, Becker, Dumont, Danier, Guillemot, Lemaitre, Petot, Rigolier, San Marco, Baudin, Chagnot. I don't think Chagnot is going to be playing. We heard from an injury for her. Dupin, Le Bon, Meslier, Richon and Rodriguez making up that team. We were chatting to Coach Rasta before the game with an interesting observation about the previous meeting of these two teams, Gigi.
Yeah, Rasta was talking about how GB had met up with France before in the pool games, and how actually the loss to GB gave them a better aspect, a mental game that they didn't really have. They felt kind of down on themselves, and they just approached the game in the wrong way. But they came out of it a bit stronger. They've had some better games, had some better matchups, and they're looking forward to this game. And they feel like they could take this really strong GB team.
One of the things we've seen from experience of watching these types of tournaments over the years is that it's very difficult to beat a team a second time round. The team that have won think everything worked well the first time, we don't need to change anything. The team that lost have got a whole lot of soul searching to do, a whole lot of re-strategizing to do. They can look and learn from what went wrong in that first game, and the French will be doing exactly that. Rasta, you can see in the dark shirt, crouched on the floor, just talking to the team with their cap on. One of the most experienced players on the French team, or on the French scene. Plays with Yaka, key handler for her, donning the coach's shirt to guide this French women's team through. Critical game for both these teams. Quarter-final stages, a chance to advance into the semis. And wherever you're watching around the world, I do hope you're enjoying the coverage on the free stream here. Do check out FanSeat's coverage of pitches 2 and 3 as well. Big disc straight away from Donnier downfield, but it's landed short, picked up quickly by Hunter. Over the top, and Hunter continues her cut. Looks straight away to hit Scarampi into the end zone. Stall count getting a little high. Cross to Hurst. Hurst to Godbold, sends it in the end zone. Hunter's continued. Great first point of offense from Great Britain. Patient when the stall count was rising, scores upwind.
Some really slick movement to start off with. This is quite a strong and balanced GB team. You can look at the stats and it'll kind of say otherwise, but I personally, knowing a lot of these players, is a very evenly balanced team. And to be honest, it's the same to say for this French team. A lot of these players playing for Yaka, the national team for France. They've won French nationals for 9 years in a row. And a lot of incredible receivers for this French team.
You see it's a lot of parallels between Iceni in the UK and Yaka in France. Two big central teams draw a lot of the talent from the country to go and play with them. Great Britain have also got players from Brighton in Megan Hurst and Avril Hunter, who plays a mixed ultimate with Reading and a women's ultimate with Brighton. Deep in their own end zone, French under pressure, and the disc is just caught on the edge by Rodriguez. Pressure from Great Britain. And perfectly read by Bexforth all the way up the line, got there ahead of the 52 shirt of Le Bon.
I'm so impressed by the Forth sisters. I've watched them play a few times so far, and you would not be able to tell that these women are eligible for Masters. They're absolutely insane athletes. They're just beasts on the pitch.
Farrell's for Great Britain now. Down the pitch to Ellie Hand, who catches and celebrates. A break for Great Britain, making the best possible start. Upwind for the hold, downwind for the break. 2-0 Great Britain.
You can see a little bit of panic in her face though, because the disc was just sailing towards the sideline, and she was maybe wondering whether she was going to have to tow this disc in or not, but thankfully she managed to receive it quite well.
You see that disc from Rodriguez there. Bexforth watching it all the way, getting to it ahead of Le Bon. And there's just enough float on that disc from Farrell's downfield. It's a difficult disc downwind, isn't it, to just put enough float on it ahead of Ellie Hand, who catches with confidence.
Yeah, the disc from Rodriguez was quite difficult to execute as well. It's not necessarily an upwind throw, but the wind is swirling. So I completely understand how that disc just picked up and floated.
And the French with a downwind offensive point now. Donnier. Short pass. Lemaitre. Nice continuation to Becher. Mezelin. Melin. And Becker again. Good movement from the French, spreading the play, exposing some gaps in the GB defense. Just enough pressure from an outstretched Great Britain hand. Takes the disc out of the reach of the 35 shirt of Lemaitre.
Yeah, that was Amelia Kenneth on the D there. She is another one of these really impressive athletes. She's the youngest player of this team at 23 years old. And she's playing on the GB Under-24 squad. And I aspire to be like her. She's just incredible.
Didn't get much of that D, but she got enough, and that's what counts. Floaty pass into space for Anya Godbold to run down. Turnover. I think that's the first turnover Great Britain have conceded. High disc, pressure, and Pressure really wasn't required. France Garampi having a second bite at that one. But French have given it straight back to Great Britain. Big pass forward. Garampi chasing just shy of the end zone. And sideline just towing it in. Amelia Kenneth with the block at one end, and after a couple of turnovers, she scores at the other, into the wind. Great Britain 3 up and in control.
So far, quite a flat game for France. I'm not sure what's happening in their heads currently and what was spoken about at the start. But I feel like they can just bring that extra gear. So their defense was fairly loose.
Yeah, Great Britain using the whole squad so far. Only that one throwaway. Apart from that, it's been pretty clinical stuff. Amelia Kenneth chasing it down. Awareness to get the toe down. Tape didn't move. It's all good. If your foot goes under the tape, technically your foot is out of bounds. The tape is merely an indicator of where the line is. It is not the line itself. Disc to ground. Pressure from Great Britain. Chance to take a 4-0 start here. Taking her time and out of the reach of Beck's fourth. Both Bex and Katie playing for Showdown in the USA. Rodriguez for France. Middle of the pitch. High release to Rigolier. Back to Rodriguez again. Nice, good advancing pass. Through to Guillaume. Rodriguez anchoring this side. Every disc is going back to her at the moment. Beautiful break. Into the end zone, caught with ease. Nice play from the French. Audrichamp, the Yaka player, adds to her 13-goal tally coming into this one with a beautiful upwind point for France.
A cheeky lefty from Rodriguez there. That's something that we've actually seen from her before. She did that against Germany, I believe yesterday morning. And it's such a useful throw. There it is again. Straight in for the assist to get France on the scoreboard.
It opens the pitch right up, doesn't it, there? Great Britain not expecting it. Rodriguez opening up the toolbox, showing all the skills she has. Yeah, so the last time these teams met in pool play, it was 13-6 to Great Britain. Teams were fairly evenly balanced. I think French had the lead at the start of the game as well. But the second half was Great Britain domination. Godbold has it for Great Britain again now. High catch from Skarampi. Sends it into the end zone. And the 28 shirt of Karen Kwok goes to ground, collects the disc. Clinical offense from Great Britain.
Karen Kwok is another one of the many Iceni names of this GB team. She's recently studied at King's College London. I believe it's a medical degree. And her sister Joyce Kwok has also played for Iceni. She's volunteering here at Beach Worlds to help support her sister.
We saw Anya Godbold providing that forward pass to Francesca Skarampi, who provided the assist. Godbold, part of the GB mixed handling line. Such a strong female handler. Katie Forth now with the big pull. Despite going downwind, seems to have caught on the breeze and landed, but spent plenty of time in the air, and the Great Britain defence arrived to apply more pressure. French got no downfield options, having to go to the break side. Now they're advancing nicely. Back into the hands of Le Bon. Rodriguez. Safely making it forward to Guillemont. interception from Katie Forth. Back in the hands of the blue shirts of Great Britain. Passes to her sister, Rebecca. Great Britain looking confident with the disc. Niamh Delaney, another one of the Great Britain mixed team from last year's World Ultimate and Guts Championships in London. Petrina, back to Forth. Going to ground is Delaney, but she keeps the disc up. Lefty sidearm down the line. Knocking on the door, Great Britain. Ellie Hand to Lasma Petrina. It's another point, another score. Doubling up downwind as well as up. Great Britain walking away with this one.
Seen a lot more from France before. The defense feeling quite slack at the start. GB just quite easily moving the disc. And Rodriguez is playing a lot of these points. The disc is going through her a lot of this French line.
The athleticism of the Great Britain team seems to be closing down all the French options. They're looking up pitch. They're leaving a big gap actually between the two handlers and the upfield players. And that's giving